It's now 23 minutes after 8. This is Your Money, and we are looking at how to keep a business running despite some of the unforeseen contingencies that come through. But we are also focusing on some of the traders. Recently, there was a fire in Gikomba, which brought down a number of business holders and may have destabilized them. So we do have our reporter, Mark Namaso, basically just talking to some of the residents in Gikomba. Mark?
Now, Michael, I've been speaking to a couple of traders here, but I've spoken to a tradesman here called Maina. He is one of the fundis here who come in whenever there's a fire. They come in and build back the stalls here. And he's busy here digging holes and setting up poles into the ground to set up another stall after the initial one burnt down. Maina, wacha tuingilie kazi yako kidogo. Hebu tueleze hapa kazi huwa inakuwa namna gani kuhusu watu wakichomekewa alafu wanaanza kujenga tena. Wanachukua how long kuanza kujenga?
Kukiwa na time ya nini, mtu akikubaliwa kujenga ndio wanajipanga. Mtu anaenda ananunua materials zake, anatulipa, tunajenga.
Tueleze kuhusu hii pattern ya moto hapa. Kazi huwa inatokea namna gani? Huwa kunachomeka kivipi na after how long ndo mnaitwa mkuje mjenge tena?
Tunaonaga kuna chomeka sehemu. Mahali kulichomeka wakati huo mwingine sio kumechomeka saa hii. Sasa hata wale walikuwa wakisema tusijenge, hatujaona wakikuja kutuambia tusijenge. Sasa ndio tunaendelea na kujenga, wakikuja watuambie namna gani.
Huwa inachukua how long kwa businessmen wawaite waambie kujeni tunataka kuset up after wamechomekewa? Watu wana recover haraka ama huwa inachukua muda?
Watu wengine wanachukua haraka kwa sababu hata mimi ni fundi wa hapa, nimechomekewa kila kitu. Sasa wale wanatuita hata tuzetu zimechomeka, tutanunua zingine tuanze kujenga.
Kama fundi wewe unajipanga, tuseme una toolbox nyumbani, una toolbox hapa, uko na stock nyumbani, una stock hapa, una insurance ya tools zako ama unaweka savings just in case?
Hapana, sina toolbox yangu inakuanga hapa, ilichomeka yote. Hatukuangi na insurance kwa sababu tunaweka tu kwa store hapa. Kila kitu, hata ile vitu ya customer yote imechomekea hapa tu.
Sasa vitu za customer zikichomeka mnasaidianaje? Huwa wanaelewa ati kulichomeka ama jamaa atakwambia tu mimi nataka vitu zangu?
Kuna wale wanaelewa, wanakupatia muda, lakini lazima umjengee ile kitu alikupimia.
So tuseme in a while tuseme kama umechomekewa huwa kunaendaje, like hii business ya kujenga, like hii stall ina cost how much?
Hii stall ya wale wenye vibanda wanatumia kama 60,000 ama 70. Kwa sababu sasa mtu akiwa amejipanga anaenda anachukua loan, awe akirudisha kazi analipa pole.
Tuangalie kama tuseme wewe for example ushaichomekewa na maybe vitu vya client up to a tune of how much, na ulijitoa kwa hiyo situation namna gani?
Ile kitu ya client nilichomekea ni kama vitanda 3, lakini alinipatia muda kama miezi 6 nikajenga pole nikamrudishia.
Aya, tuangalie na hao watu wanauza mbao. Si unajua kumekuwa na hiyo ban ya kukata miti. Sasa vile kumechomeka hivi, watu wa kuuza mbao watakuwa na business. Huwa kunaendaje kama saizi?
Watu wa huku hawaendagi kwa misitu ya serikali, wanaenda kama Murang'a, Nyeri, ndio wananunulia washamba wa huko, ndio wanalete huku.
Tunataka tujue tu ile biashara ya kuuza tuseme mbao, hii post kama hii moja umenunua how much, kawaida inakuanga ngapi? Bei imepanda imeshuka?
Bei imepanda kwa sababu mbeleni ilikuwa ikiuzwa kama 250, sasa hii tunanunua 400.
Na hizi ni 3 by 1. Aha.
Hii 3 by 2 mbeleni ilikuwa ikitoka 30, sasa hii tunanunua 40.
Alafu unataka understand hapa timber yards zilichomeka. Sasa hawa watu wa mbao wa hapa saizi tuseme biashara yao iko chini, lakini kuna section nyingine wale wa timber yards the other side now they are making good business from here.
Yes, kwa sababu saa hii hapa tunanunua pande ile haikuwa imechomeka tu Gikomba. pande ile ya juu, lakini hii miti tunakimbilia huko Donholm, wengine Githurai, Kariobagi ndio tunaenda kuchukua.
So kama tuseme hii stall moja umeniambia inachukua around roughly 60,000 kuijenga fresh. Ukiestimate hii stretch yote ilichomeka ni kama stalls ngapi?
Ni mingi, siwezi hesabu. Ni mingi.
200.
Unajua huku kuna watu wengi wanakaa kwa sababu inajengwa gorofa. Lakini tuko watu wengi sana.
So which means kama ni 100 stalls times 60, hiyo ni 600,000 watu wa kuuza nini timba wameunda.
Haiwezi kuwa 100, inaweza kuwa hata 300 store. Yeah.
So ni kama merry-go-round, wakichomekewa ile side nyingine hawa huku wata supply timber the other side.
Unajua hiyo wakati mwingine haikuchomeka mahali ya timber, kulichomeka soko yenyewe ya manguo. Sasa hii siku hiyo hatukuchomekewa. Sasa hawa hawajachomekewa, sisi ndio tumechomekewa sasa. Unajua hawa wa soko walikuwa wakinunua huku timber. Sasa hii hawa hana shida sasa. Sisi ndio tuko na shida ya kutafuta bao. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Now, looking at how things are here, is that we are working on the ashes of the stalls that were here just a week ago. And I'm just ahead of me, I can see heavy machinery that was being used by people working on timber. And looking at these metals, it can just tell you the intensity of the fire, as well as the amount of losses that these people have incurred. And it will not be easy for them to recover if they had not had some prior arrangements such as insurance or savings on the side. But as it is now, it's raining, but the traders and tradesmen at Gikomba are busy at work trying to get back on their feet. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Mark Namaswa. And Mark is in Gikomba, for those of you that might be joining us now. Basically, just looking at some of the losses that have taken place after the fire. But on Your Money this morning, we are discussing ways of cushioning your business or your small, medium enterprise. And Ruth Wanjiro Kenyanjui from Silver Ray HR Company, who's a financial coach and advisor, is basically just giving us direction on how one does that. Now, Ruth, we've already talked about insurance. We've talked about saving. How important is one's vision when coming up with an SME, with a business, in order for you to know what kind of insurance should you take, what kind of savings should be looking at? Because if you do not have insurance, like we've seen some of the traders, or no savings at all, literally you grind to a halt. And not only do you grind to a halt, but your business does not run anymore. And secondly, you are still left as a debtor. You owe people.
Thank you, Mike. A vision is very important in business because it is going to give out, spell out how you're going to, where you're going, and where you're coming from, and also where you're heading to. So, and most of these, especially, I can see they are sole proprietors, and it tells the owner of the business is the person who knows where the business is heading. I don't know if there are some that operates on a day-to-day basis. I don't know, but I'm sure as a business continue progressing and doing well, there has to be a vision and a plan on how things are going to go going forward. But you see, sometimes, Mike, we are looking just at the banks and saving and also insurance company. But there are people that are also very important to a vision of a business. They are customers and also they are suppliers. Suppliers, when your business fails and maybe you need to get back to your feet, depending on the relationship that you have had with these people, and sometimes even employees, the relationship that you have people, they can give you credit at an extended period of time if you have already done business with them for a long time and they can trust you. They can extend, and that is kind of, I can call it another kind of insurance, yeah, because you'll be given some good that you will pay after a while because they understand, and also there has to come with a concept of communication. You have to be able to have a proper communication plan with some of these stakeholders, because if they give you credit, how are you going to be able to repay? Yeah, and also to talk with to your customers. For example, if you're selling to your customer, are they going to be stranded after you go down? You need to start talking to them in terms of your recovery plan and how you're going to ensure that the flow of goods and services is going to still continue even after you've lost. So such a vision is very important. But also employees to be able to understand you during such a difficult time, because you still need people. People are very important. You need to be able to have a communication plan with your employees, and they can be able to support you as you come up. Yeah, just to ensure that you give them hope that we are going to be back on our feet again. And if it's people who trust you and rely on you and look at up to you as a trader, because once you're a trader and you're making you're doing such big businesses, which combines a big market and big marketplace, you have to be able at least to have a proper staff who support you, and they can be able to recover. You can be able to recover with them as you go along. So such are the stakeholders will be able to support you
to do that. Now,
yeah.
What are some of the systems that one should have in place? Maybe we have people who are watching and they would like to establish and set up a business. What are some of the things that you need to have in place? Because even if you start a business today, you might not be able to pay insurance tomorrow if you've not planned well. Some basic, maybe advice for somebody who wants to start a business.
Thank you. For planning, there has to be two kind of planning. First, there has to be internal planning, which is a business and yourself and how you do your normal planning. What is my day-to-day planning? What is my plan for the next 6 months? And what is my plan for the next 2-3 years?
So you have like short-term and
short-term plans, And you see, plans need to also be smart. They need to be communicated well. Everyone, you as a trader, you as the owner of the business, you need to be able to, you understand it very well. But people around you don't understand. So you need to communicate well those plans so that employees and other people can be able to understand the milestones you're taking, the strategy that the business is taking, the kind of expectation within the business, your customers and how to treat them, the kind of, all the service, the holistic approach of internal business, and that has to be communicated by you as a trader. And I find, and with proper communication, there's nothing that cannot be salvaged, because everyone will be able to understand where we are coming from and also where we are going and how we do things here. So that's very, very important. But also over and above that, it's good to have another kind of, a bit of another, I can call it external plan, because this external plan is those plans that me as a banker, if I come to your business, I'll want to see a kind of a plan, which will include your kind of a small level of business plan. It doesn't have to be those traditional 40, 50 pages plan. It can be a pager or 2-pager plan that will be able to give a little bit of your background, your profile, what you do, a bit of your marketing, where your customer, who you sell to, where you buy from, market intelligence, a bit of market intelligence, because as a trader working in Gikomba, you already know what goes on in the level. For example, in the timber business that we saw already, you can be able to know what normally goes on in that business. Have some intelligence and also a little bit of what is happening in the market, just the current market, current on the ground information to support you. That way, and also have a bit, there's no way you can be able to, business has to be supported by some level of financial. That is where the backstop, because you have to have some kind of record. And those records have to be reported on a day-to-day basis. How much have we sold? How much have we spent today? Yeah, if we are able to be able to put down financials on a day-to-day basis as small traders or people who are coming up or SMEs, then that means even at the end of the month, you can add that up and be able to have a monthly, then you're going to be able to also measure yourself in terms of, are we where we are supposed to do? Were we short? Were we not short? Did we make a loss? Is there something we overspent? That way, you're going to be able to know what's really going on as a trader. So that I think what I would encourage traders, because as long as you're in business, you need to know how much you're making, where you're going wrong, where you're going right, so that you can even be able to correct yourself as the owner of the business. And also so that when other outside stakeholders are coming on board, then they can be able to see that you're quite organized, and they can be able to rely on what you already have. Otherwise, if bankers or insurance company come and there's nothing they can be able to rely on, that means even you as a trader don't know what you're doing. So it's good also to have a proper backup of financial status.
Now sometimes we talk about things that sound very, let me call it out there. For instance, a plan. What do you put in your plan? Because once somebody says, I have a business plan, like you mentioned, sometimes you imagine a 40-page document which possibly has been written with very good English, but is that what a plan is? And what is the importance of a plan? What do I put down in my business plan?
Thank you, Mike. A business plan is a very simple document, and a business plan will include very, very, very minimal things on how what we do on a day-to-day basis in our business. And first, there's going to be a level of like a mission. Yeah, a mission is what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
I'll not complicate that. A vision is where we are going, or what we are doing and how we are going to expand that.
So simply put, a vision is where we want to go.
Yes.
Mission is how to get there.
How to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, what we do on a daily basis. Yeah, but mission has to lead us somewhere in terms of who are our customers, what are our products, what do we sell, how do we do that, who are our customer. It will lead us now to the pointer, the key pointers of what the business does. Yeah. Then that will go down to, in terms of, we'll go now to something like now who our staff, or what is the organizational the organizational like chart, or the level of authority, and how
the structure.
Exactly. What is the structure of business, and who we are, who reports to who, so that business does not go wrong. Yeah. And is there a direction on what we normally do? That will sometimes will even go down to something like an organizational culture. Yeah. If my business, I've set it here, it doesn't mean we have to run it the way our next neighbor in the next stall is running it. No. Ours normally runs this way, yeah? Going to those nitty-gritty, and also resourcing in terms of what kind of resources are already at our disposal in terms of staff, and sometimes even time, and sometimes even money. So the kind of resources that we have. So for internal plan, that is very, very essential. But when you go to a plan, the normal plan that you can show a stakeholder, now you have to go to other level of, in terms of incorporating things like cash flow. You have to incorporate things like our market niche and where we sell our goods. You have to incorporate other things like financial. You also have to show, if for example you are pitching, it's something that to show other kind level of investors. How are you going to be able to incorporate them, and the kind of profit, what is there for them as well. Yeah, a plan has to have those simple things. And also there's also something else I can call the business strategy, in terms how are we, because we are so many, for example the timber traders at this point in time, how are we going to be different through, and how are you going to work that through a small and simple business strategy and business model that is going to keep you above the rest of the competition.
The rest of the companies.
Yes.
All right, and maybe as we summarize, basically a strategy of finding a business to do. Many people out there want to do business. They feel they have that ability to do that, but sometimes we fail because we cannot find a niche. We cannot find what we need to do. Maybe we just want to cut and paste, because, and you know, case in point, if you look at the quail business that was there,
yeah.
It became a huge thing because so-and-so was doing it and it's successful and everybody wants to rush there. How do I go about finding a business that works for me?
I think the first thing is also there's a bit of market research, and feasibility studies are very, very important when you're putting your money in, because that means whenever you want to start a business, you already have some level of capital somewhere saved and you're ready to go on. But you see, the small businesses will normally fail because they did not do research. Sometimes we have our own internal conflicts in terms of how we are competing against each other. If Mike is doing this, I also want to come and overshadow him, and because I think I can get more capital, I'll come and pour it and be able to, I want to be better than you. But what happens is that we are all different. We are different, we have capabilities and abilities differently. And that you have first to evaluate yourself in terms of what are you looking at? What are you looking for? And what, is there a market niche? Is there a gap that you can come and fill? How can you be able to fill it? But you see, sometimes you want success. Success in business does not have to be quick. It is a step by step.
It's a slow process.
It's a very slow process, a long process. And for the first 1 to 6 months or even a year, you don't expect a lot of return from that business. So if you're starting business, forget that this is the business you're going to be eating on a day-to-day basis. Have some saving or some set aside money for your personal expenses. Because if you start destabilizing it, then you're not going to have that the patient to run it. But business have to be patient, run step by step, ensure that you already have your market research. You know what is going, what the customers want, the location, the place that you want to put the business. You cannot. You really need to understand what the customers want and what you're selling, and the things. Also understand the framework that regulates your business. What are some of the regulations that surrounds your business, so that you can be able to cater for everything holistically, so that there are no surprises when you set up. And what I've seen in many small businesses is that for the first 1 year, if they're patient enough, then they're able to run properly in the second year. But sometimes
when you put the money back,
yes, but they don't also plan for growth, because on the third year, if you're on a very, very good footing, the business now start really expanding. And sometimes small traders or small business or SMEs, we are not able to handle the expansion, and we fall at that point in time. So it has to be a very systematic process, bringing up and nurturing a business.
All right, we need to summarize. So basically your closing comments, especially on what we started off with, and that is securing your business, your rule of thumb to businesses on how to ensure that in case of an emergency, in case of a fire, in case, for instance, one of the leaders falls ill and is the one who knows how the business operates, how do you cushion yourself? Your rule of thumb?
Keep records. Keep records. Succession planning. If you are the sole trader and you're a man, for example, bring in your wife or your son, or caution yourself, but keep record. Have record where people can be able to follow even after your demise, because you never know. You might not be able, because it doesn't mean that it's old people or that are going to leave business quickly. No, even a young person, anything can happen and you leave business. Keep records.
Keep records.
Records are power.
All right.
Keep records.
Thank you very much. Ruth Wanjiru Kinyanjui, financial coach and advisor from Silver Ray HR Company. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And basically just sharing your advice with us. It is now 16 minutes to 9 o'clock, and a developing story where the Director of Public Prosecution, Nurdin Haji, has approved the prosecution of Busia Governor Sospita Ojemong of an abuse of office and flouting procurement procedures. The DPP is recommending several charges, including conspiracy to commit an offense of economic crime, engaging in a project without proper planning, abuse of office, willful failure to comply with a law relating to management of funds, and fraudulent acquisition of public property. Ojemong will be charged alongside 9 others. That's Timon Otieno, Mboga Bernard, Karade, Yaite, Leonard Wandai Obira, and Samuel Osieka, Alan Okwenyi, Madam R Enterprises Limited, Edna Odhiambo, Odoyo, Renish Ochieng, Omulo, and Sebastian Helesben. That's a developing story that we are following up right here on Morning Express, where we have Ojemong, basically the Director of Public Prosecution, Nurdin Haji, approving the prosecution of Busia Governor Sospita Ojemong for abuse of office and flouting procurement procedures. The DPP is recommending several charges, including conspiracy to commit an offense of economic crime, engaging in projects without proper planning, abuse of office, willful failure to comply with the law relating to management of funds, and fraudulent acquisition of public property. Ojemong will be charged alongside 9 others. That's Timon Otieno Mboga, Bernard Krade Yaite, Leonard Wanda Obimbire, Samuel Osieko, Alan Okwenyi, Madam R Enterprises Limited, Edna Odhiambo, Odoyo, Renish Ochieng, Omolo, and Sebastian Helesteleben. Now, that's a developing story that we are following up right here on Morning Express. And of course, that's information that right here on KTN News we're going to follow up on. I believe even our reporters in that area are possibly going to update us on any developments that are coming up. Now, on to international news.